Hello everybody, JenniferMaker here. It's December 1st and that means it's time for a new countdown calendar. Every year I create and share a new countdown to Christmas with you. Everything from Christmas trees made of little boxes to gingerbread houses. And this year's design is a paper village, which you can see right here. I'll show you how easy it is to make a village in two sizes and how to use them to count down to your special occasion. I designed my paper village as an advent calendar, but you can use it for any countdown you like. I'm using mine to celebrate every day of our Merry Maker Mingle. Merry Maker Mingle is my annual crafters advent calendar filled with free projects and designs just for you. Now, I think this is a fun project because it can be very simple and easy, and it's perfect for beginners. Or you can get fancier by adding glitter and diffusion panels. And as detailed as the houses look, this is a very easy project if you have a cutting machine. Now, each house in the village is slightly different from the other and has a number from 1 to 25, so you know which day to open. The small village is just under 4 inches tall and about 5 feet long if you string it all together. But since it's in 6 pieces, you can space them out or spread the panels however you like. It looks great on a mantle, just as I've got it here behind me. I'm going to use my Cricut Maker 3 cutting machine to cut out this village, but you can use any cutting machine from the Cricut Joy all the way up to the Cricut Venture. Just make sure you have the right size materials and mats. And speaking of the Cricut Venture, if you have this wide format cutting machine, it's a great way to cut big decorations, like this bigger paper village. These big houses are about 8.5 inches tall and 11 feet long. Yes, 11 feet, all put together. It's definitely a showpiece. Now, heavier cardstock is better to help these panels stay up, and I do recommend a larger scraper to help with the creasing, but they're also really easy to make. There's also an optional diffuser layer that you can use to make the tea lights or the fairy lights glow on either the small or the large village. I'll use vellum for the small houses and tracing paper for the big version, but you can try wax paper, parchment paper, or just plain copy paper. But if you want to be able to reach inside the doors, I recommend leaving the diffuser layer off. Now, the right glitter really shines in this project, and I love the semi-translucent kind from the glitter guy. It's called Flurry, so it's pretty much perfect. The link is right in my supplies list, so you can grab the right kind of glitter. I'll show you my preferred way to apply glitter with glue and a paintbrush so it sticks to cardstock instead of everything else. Finally, some standard Cricut tools like a brayer, spatula, and weeding tool really help. Plus a little clear tape, just in case the delicate diffuser materials give you any trouble. So let me show you where to find the free files for my paper village, and then we will make villages together. Step 1. Get my free paper village designs. First, download my designs at JenniferMaker.com/548. You can either download right from that link by saving the project, or download from my entire free design collection. To find it, look for Libraries in the red bar at the top, then click either Get a Password if you don't yet have one, or click Enter the library. Search the page for design number 548 and click the link to download the designs. You can cut the layers of paper by hand, of course, but it's much easier to use a cutting machine like a Cricut. In this video, I'll use a Cricut Maker 3 and a Cricut Venture, but you can use any cutting machine that accepts SVG cut files. These can even be cut on a Cricut Joy. Now, if you're not sure how to use an SVG cut file, go to JenniferMaker.com/SVGS to learn how to unzip and upload SVG files. The SVG folder includes 4 files. The 2 that have large in the file names are designed to be cut on 12 by 24 inch cardstock to make an 8.5 inch tall village. The other 2 use 12 by 12 inch or 8.5 by 11 inch paper to make a 4 inch tall village. I'll make that size today. I'll use the no score version with dash cut lines that only needs the fine point blade. I've also included a score version of each size you can cut using a scoring tool. This version works better without glitter because the score lines are harder to see once the glue and glitter cover them up. Refer to my tutorial at JenniferMaker.com/Cricut-scoring to learn how to adjust the file if you'd like to use a scoring stylus or scoring wheel. Step 2. Prepare and cut your paper village design. Here's what my 4-inch tall village looks like on the Cricut Design Space canvas. Click the minus sign in the corner to zoom out and see the whole set, including the optional diffuser pieces. Since there's a lot of intricate cuts, I don't recommend resizing the design. Cutting the main house pieces out of the same cardstock makes the village cohesive, so I'll keep them as they are. Each cardstock house set has a matching light gray piece. You can cut these gray pieces out of vellum, wax paper, parchment paper, tracing paper, or copy paper to diffuse light through the doors and windows and really make your village glow. If you want to skip the diffuser panels, though, just click those layers eye icons to hide them. Now make sure the correct machine is selected in the top right, and then click Make. On the Prepare screen, set the material size to match each type of paper that you're using. I'm going to use 8.5 by 11 inch vellum for the diffusers, so I'll adjust the gray mats. Now select the first mat again and click Continue. On the Make screen, set the gray diffuser mats to match your material. Since I'm using vellum diffusers, I'll find the vellum setting, then change it to more pressure. I have settings for the other materials on my blog at JenniferMaker.com/548. Place your diffuser material on a blue light grip machine mat. Use a brayer to adhere it well, especially if it's delicate. Check that your fine point blade is clean and in the clamp, and then load the mat with your paper on it and press the flashing Go button to begin cutting. When it's finished cutting, check that the cut is complete before you unload the mat from your Cricut. If it didn't cut all the way through, press the Go button again to make another cut in the exact same place. When the cut is complete, unload your mat, flip your mat over onto your work surface, and gently roll your mat back to release the paper without curling or ripping. And be very careful when you're removing intricate areas like the chimney smoke. You can use a spatula to gently lift those without tearing them. Then use a scraper to remove any cutouts left on the mat. They can really mess up your other cuts, so you want to be sure everything is off. Now cut the rest of the diffuser mats and set the pieces aside face up. Back in Cricut Design Space, select the first mat of houses. Set the material to medium cardstock, 80 pound, and change the pressure to more for the cleanest cuts. Place your cardstock face up on a green standard grip machine mat, and use a brayer to make sure it's really well adhered to your mat. Load the mat into your Cricut and press the flashing button to make your cuts. Again, make sure the cuts go all the way through before unloading your mat, and if necessary, cut it again. When you're all done, unload your machine mat and flip it over onto your work surface. We really want to keep the houses from curling, so gently roll that mat back to release the cardstock. If any delicate sections like the door stick, slide a spatula under the cardstock to help them along. Step 3. Assemble your paper village. Add optional glitter to your houses. Glitter is optional, of course, but it's very pretty. If you decide to add glitter, be sure to put down some scrap paper or butcher paper to catch the extra glitter that will definitely hang out forever if you don't. And now I've tried many ways to add glitter to cardstock, and my favorite way is to use Barely Art Precision Craft Glue with the larger black tip and a medium-sized paintbrush. With the houses face up on your work surface, add a small amount of glue to the roof and trees of one house, avoiding the cutouts. Use your brush to evenly spread out the glue. You don't want any clumps or uncoated areas. Now quickly shake or sprinkle glitter onto the wet glue before it dries too much. Tap off the excess glitter onto your butcher paper. Add glue and glitter to the other houses one at a time. Working in small sections makes it easier to get even coverage for the perfect sparkle. When the first set is all glittered, set it aside to dry while you complete the other sections. Let everything dry for 30 minutes to an hour. And if you have a lot of glitter left on your butcher paper, roll the edges up to make a paper funnel, and you can use that to pour it right back into the container for next time. Attach optional diffuser layers and assemble your village. Match up each set of houses with its diffuser layer. I'm using vellum pieces for this example. The shapes of the trees and chimneys can help you tell them apart. If your houses have glitter, keep the butcher paper in place to catch any pieces that come off during assembly. Place the cardstock piece with the numbers 1 through 4 face down. Add thin lines and dots of glue to the back of one half of a cardstock house layer, avoiding the doors, cutouts, treetops, and creases. Line up the matching diffuser layer face down and press it in place. Carefully wipe away any excess glue with your fingers. Gently hold up the unattached side of the diffuser and add glue to the other half of the cardstock. Then press the liner in place. Again, wipe off any excess glue. Let that section dry and add the liners to the other pieces the same way. Place a dry house section face up so you can read the numbers. Align your scraper on a door's dashed cut line, then gently open the door halfway to make a straight crease. Now don't make the crease so sharp that the door will be hard to close. You just want it to be easier to open later. And gently crease the other doors the same way. Fold the attached cardstock and diffuser layer along the remaining dash cut lines, house by house, like an accordion. Gently run your scraper over the folded edges to make them crisp. Make sure the houses will stand up on their own and recrease any sections that give you trouble. Crease the other doors and houses the same way, and you're all done. Add the lights to your village countdown. Line up your house sections in order on your mantle or your table. Then place remote-controlled LED tea lights behind the village to light up your countdown. Always use LED lights when you're working with paper. Don't use real flames. Stretching a strand of LED fairy lights works out really well too. Make a bigger advent calendar village. With bigger paper, you can make the large version to make a calendar nearly twice the size of the first one. Here's what my 8.5-inch tall village looks like on the Cricut Design Space canvas. It's really big. I also recommend heavier cardstock for this size. So the dash cut lines are easier to crease straight later on, and the taller buildings are very sturdy. You can cut these on a Cricut Maker or Explorer series machine using 12 by 24 inch materials and machine mats. But today I want to show you how to cut the big designs like these really fast on a Cricut Venture wide format cutting machine. So make sure the correct machine is selected in the top right and then click Make. If you're prompted, click on Mat, choose your mat size, and click Confirm. Your Prepare screen settings will depend on your machine, mats, and materials that you're using. I'm using 24 by 28 inch mats for my Cricut Venture, and that size cardstock as well for the main house pieces. Now, I've noticed that Design Space doesn't always optimize the material used consistently, so you can try combining or spacing out the designs on each mat. The tracing paper I'm using for diffuser layers is 12 inches tall, so I can fit 2 pieces on each 28-inch tall mat. I found it easiest to place a diffuser shape at the top and the bottom of each mat, and then add a new gray mat to place the final 2 pieces. Select the first mat again and click Continue. On the Make screen, set the gray diffuser mats to match your material. Now I'm using tracing paper diffusers, but I still found that the vellum setting with more pressure worked the best. Now the tracing paper is delicate, so I'm going to use a blue light grip performance machine mat. Those are the ones for the Venture. Cut a piece 24 inches long for the first diffuser. Place it on the top of the mat, making sure it will cover the entire cut area. The grids on your screen and mat will help you confirm it. Then cut a second piece and add it to the mat's bottom for the other diffuser piece. Use a brayer to adhere both pieces well, especially since there are material edges on the mat that could catch on the machine. Check that your Cricut Venture's fine point blade is clean and in the clamp. Load the mat and then press the flashing button to begin cutting. When the cut is complete, unload your mat, flip it over onto your work surface, and roll it back to release the tracing paper. Be very careful when removing intricate areas like the chimney smoke. You can use a spatula or your fingers to gently lift them, but even with extreme care, you might get a rip or two. If it's a small one in an area that will be behind the cardstock, don't worry about it. Just use some clear tape to secure it on the back. Cut the rest of the diffuser mats using paper in the correct positions and set the pieces aside face up. Back in Cricut Design Space, select the first mat of houses. I'm using thicker cardstock this time, so set the material to heavy cardstock, 100 pound, and change the pressure to more for cleaner cuts. Place your cardstock face up on a green standard grip machine mat. Use a brayer to adhere it really well and cut the mat. Getting these big pieces off the large mat can be challenging, so take your time. The heavier cardstock makes the delicate section sturdier, but you should still be careful. Lifting with the spatula helps avoid ripping and curling. Now, these are just a bigger version of the small village. To put them together, of course, you might need a bigger working area, and you'll use more glue and glitter, but these are totally worth it. So add your glitter and attach the diffuser layers just like the smaller versions that I showed you earlier. When you're ready to crease the doors and folds, the extra large scraper makes getting them straight much easier. If you have trouble finding the lines under the glitter, flip the panel over to find the dash cut lines on the back. Step 4, show it off. Here's what my paper villages look like all lit up using vellum diffusers and tea lights. And here's the large version with the tracing paper diffusers and fairy lights. Aren't these great? I love that they're simple, but they make a statement. They're beautiful just as decorations, but they're extra fun if you count down to a celebration with them, like I am for Merry Maker Mingle. Each day, just open a door to show the countdown's progress. And since they're unattached, you can easily pick up a section to open the door without disturbing the others or the lights. And there are so many styles that you can create with combinations of the exteriors, liners, and the light types. Which version do you like the best? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. I have so many more crafts to share with you as we count down to Christmas this year during Merry Maker Mingle. The event is all free and you can join us at merrymakermingle.com. Come on over and sign up free. I can't wait to celebrate with you every day between now and Christmas. Now, if you have any questions about making this beautiful Christmas countdown that I didn't answer here, or anything else craft related that you think I can help you with, please let me know. Leave your question below this video or ask over at our Cricut Crafters group at JenniferMaker.com/CricutCrafters. I love to help and see you succeed. And that's it for today. Until tomorrow, because I'll be back tomorrow. Remember, every day from December 1st to the 25th, I'm right here. This is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.